What's happening, Canopy growth traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Wednesday, February 19th. Another bloody day out there today. It's been absolutely brutal. That can be said as an understatement for sure. But Canopy growth, next target, we're going to be looking at 132 USD. We did have a bearish continuation pattern that confirmed, and we do have a measured move of 132. So I'll bring up the CGC chart. We'll take a look at the technicals, the price action, what to expect in terms of that in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own Canopy growth stock in my portfolio. Not a massive chunk, probably somewhere around 5 to 10% now. And I actually did add it today, which we'll talk about more in just a moment. But before we do, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future content. And you can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So not only do we have bearish continuation on CGC, there was one on Tilray. We also had a target on MSOS ETF of $3. So essentially all of the major names, both in Canada and in the US, all showing the potential for another leg down. And I actually been adding, I posted a video not too long ago. If you just go over here to the videos tab, I actually added these MJ stocks. It was Tilray, Cureleaf, Organogram, and CGC. That was a couple of weeks ago. That was the first addition that I made for 2025 into my TFSA. And if you're not familiar with the Canadian TFSA, it's a tax-free savings account. So you get a lifetime limit. And then once you hit the lifetime limit, you get an additional annual bonus. So for 2024 and 2025, I personally had maxed my TFSA. So as of January 1st, I get an extra $7,000 that I can contribute of my own money into this account, and all of the gains, right, are tax-free when you take it out. So it's literally in the name tax-free savings account. So I actually added another addition to Tilray. I added more Tilray than I did CGC today, and that's just because I've been adding a lot more CGC lately. But I've got probably about 70% left of my TFSA contribution room for 2025 left, but I did add Tilray and CGC to my TFSA today. That's my long-term account. So again, I'm going to be holding that long-term until the US legalizes at the federal level. They deschedule it effectively, similar to what Canada and Germany have done. And that's what I'm going to be doing, right? I'm going to be waiting. I don't care if I have to wait 5, 10, 20 years. That's what I'm doing with my long-term account. And then I've also got a short-term account, right, where, I can do a little bit more frequent trading, and I have different price targets and take profit levels. And then also some other exciting news. French lawmakers push for MJ legalization plan despite opposition. So a state-run agency would control the growing, selling of recreational MJ, but the proposal faces a tough fight. 2 French lawmakers unveiled a proposal Monday to legalize recreational MJ in the European country, but some say the timing and political headwinds make success a long shot. The effort also comes just as France's medical MJ program faces an unexpected end. So yeah, timing is definitely interesting there. And this is just a matter of when, not if. We know Germany was the first major European country, and we're going to continue to see this become, it's just game theory playing out, right? Once one falls, they all fall. And in my opinion, I think that this is a sign of the times, right? But as we know, Canopy Growth has their EU GMP certification through their kindergarten facility, so they would benefit massively from this as well, adding another European country into their to their growth story, right? So, and names like Aurora, they're kind of pivoted. They're shifting to a more international and medical focus, which I think was a wise move. We were talking about that in the Pow Group private community, as Pow Group private members, and myself. We were talking about, and you know who you are. There was a few of us discussing how it was a smart move, and you also don't have to pay a lot of excise taxes. So that was the number one reason why they were able to absolutely crush the estimates last quarters, because they didn't have to pay barely any excise taxes. And Canopy Growth's actually been lower in terms of excise taxes paid as well. But I just want to bring this up. CGC daily bear flag confirmed. So we did confirm it yesterday, and then we closed at the low of the day today. I'm not sure what's going on with my monitor. I think my monitor might be on the fritz here. Not sure if you folks can see what I'm seeing. I assume you can, coming through the streaming software, but it looks like some green lines on the screen every once in a while. But I'll have to maybe just reboot it or something. Hopefully that's all it is. But I mentioned this yesterday. Closed at the low of the day, not great. The S&P 500 actually confirmed a daily bull flag and closed at the high of the day, an all-time high. So not what we want to see. CGC closing, near CGC is a low, all-time lows, not WED on the TSX, but we are at all-time lows on CGC on the NASDAQ, And like I said, bear flag while SPY was a bull flag. And then again, if you're only looking at CGC, you're not getting the full picture. Tilray confirmed a daily bear flag as well. And then if we bring up MSOS ETF, like I said, we had a descending triangle there with a target of about $3. And after today, I think we dropped to another daily lower low today. Yes, we did. So new all-time low for MSOS was as well. So again, when all the major names, right, your Tilrays, your CGCs, your MSOSs of the world tracking all the major names by market cap, then you need to expect more downside. And actually today we hit a low of 314, so we're only 14 cents away from hitting that target of $3 on MSOS. So again, Tilray had a bear flag as well, and if we just take a look at the measured move on that one's targeting 77 cents. We had the descending triangle there targeting 87 cents. We hit that. I mentioned that we'd more than likely see more downside because of this daily bear flag, and then also just the sentiment, right? CGC was a bear flag, MSOS was a descending triangle looking for another leg down. And it's just big tech, crypto, and AI continuing to steal the show in the spotlight, right? And MJ just isn't seeing any of it. Sentiment's at an all-time low. Not only that, prices are at all-time lows, but we got lots going on behind the scenes, right? There's tons happening in Germany. The outlook there looks fantastic, and they're not even full rec yet. France and all these other European countries, the UK, they're really making strides. The US on the verge of major reform, whether that be rescheduling, safer banking, uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. I think all of those have a very solid chance at happening over the next year or two. And CGC, like I said, it's just, I think it's going to be a while before CGC actually turns profitable. I think it's probably going to be like a 2028 story, whereas some of the other Canadian LPs, they're already starting to turn profitability to profitability, and we're already seeing some other names that haven't yet really start to make great strides with their debt and, positive adjusted EBITDA, et cetera. So I think, some of their peers in the Canadian space, your Tilrays of the world, I think they could turn profitable in 2026, net income profitable in 2026, maybe 2027 latest. And then I think, CGC could be like a 2028 story, maybe a year or two after. But CGC here on the daily time frame, like I said, daily bear flag confirmed. So once we had our high, low, lower high, very weak bounce, we didn't even get above the 0.236. That formed a lower high, and then once we confirmed the lower low and lost 175, that confirmed the daily bear flag. Then you just take your measured move there from the high to the low, move it out to your 0.32 fib, and it's saying a target of 132 USD. So from the low of the day today at 164, that means we could see about another 19% of downside from here, unfortunately. So again, I'm still of the thinking that it's going to probably get worse before it gets better. If we look at the weekly time frame, we could see a stochastic, and actually we're seeing a bull cross now of the stochastic and the MACD on the weekly, but we're still well below the 10-week moving average, still well below all of our weekly moving averages, our daily moving averages. So a lot of work to do. I would expect, volatility to really start to pick up. And generally what happens is when you're looking for a long-term bottom that spans multiple years, generally you'll see like a hard and fast flash crash, right? You'll see a big flush and then a big recovery, right? That's what you want to see. And then big volume coming in, big bull volume marking a bottom, right? That's generally what you want to be looking for. And I'm expecting, this not to be our bottom. I'm thinking we could see, somewhere around that $1.32 to even $1 again on CGC, and especially with all these the things that I just said, and they're not expecting any profitability. We are supposed to get some insights into Canopy USA financials, the deconsolidated financials at some point in spring of this year, so 2025. So looking at May is their next call, so we might get some insight into that. So that might be something to create a little bit of hype in the stock. But as of right now, I think it's going to be tough waters to be treading. And then, as we know, we still need to confirm monthly uptrends across the sector. We're dropping to a monthly lower low and a monthly downtrend on CGC. Some names in the space are in monthly uptrends, like I think High Tide, and it was Canara Biotech, and Oxy's actually very close to confirming a monthly uptrend. So there's only maybe less than 5% of all the names in the MJ space that are in monthly uptrends. So on CGC, for example, we would still have to start the monthly bounce, right? Break the high of the previous monthly candle, top out, form a high, then a higher low, then a higher high, right? So we would still need to do something like this, form a high, higher low, and then a higher high. So we're at least 3 months out, maybe even longer than that, but at least bare minimum 3 months before we were to confirm a monthly uptrend. So again, big tech, crypto, AI, no signs of it topping out anytime soon. I think, we're getting close. But I still think that there's room for one more final push higher. The S&P 500 just confirmed a daily bull flag target of 619 on SPY. And it's a monthly bull flag as well, targeting high 680s. I think it was 687. So I am expecting one more final blow off top and push higher in the broader markets, and specifically with big tech, crypto, and AI. And then I think we're going to see that that rotational play into more beaten down sectors like MJ, think psychedelics, biotech in general. Those are the sectors really that haven't been participating in the everything bubble. So I'll see what I can do about this monitor. Apologies if that was distracting, but I think it cut out maybe 2 or 3 times during the stream, but I'll look into that, see what I can do. Might have to get a new one. Let me know what you think of this though, but it's pretty crazy to think that, this is post split and we're talking $1.32. Pre-split, before Canopy did a 1 for 10 reverse split, meaning the price was increased by 10 and the shares were divided by 10. Essentially, we're talking about 13-cent CGC, right? And this thing was just at $60. So to go from $60 all the way down to 13 cents is pretty wild. And, most people can't stomach this, right? This definitely isn't for the faint of heart, but it goes to show you that, you're in the most riskiest asset class and sector, right? With regards to, MJ and crypto. I would say crypto is the riskiest, but MJ's right next in line. So, it is what it is. We just have to be patient. The sector is still alive and well. We're seeing growth, not just from Canada, but the US, and major reform in the US and international, specifically in the EU. So things are pointing in the right direction. We just have to be patient. And like I said, in the US, the executive branch, we've never seen, the administration this bullish, in my opinion, and speaking this highly of this industry. And I think we are on the cusp of major reform and something great. So going into there, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. If you've added any MJ stocks in the last couple of days, like I said, these are absurdly low prices, and I'm taking advantage of it as I can. And really just at this point, just hoping that it remains low until crypto tops out and I can rotate even more into the MJ, those profits into MJ stocks, even more beaten down MJ stocks. All right, going in it there. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.